Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable, my supervisors, Ma'am Delita Sartika, SSMA, Ph.D, and Dr. Yanto, S.Pd, M.Ed. The Honorable, my examiners, Dr. Handes, Yelia, M.Pd, and Mr. Urip Sulistiyo, S.Pd, M.Ed, Ph.D. So, in this occasion, I would like to present my thesis proposal with title Experiences of Certified Professional Translator in Jambi Province, Feedback for Translation Teaching in English Education Study Program. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Sulistiyo with student number A1, B2, 300, and 6. Okay, now I'm going to start the presentation. According to Hatimen Mundi in 2004, translation is the process of transferring a written text from the source language or SL to the target language or TL that conducted by a translator or translators in a specific socio-cultural context. And then translator itself, according to Survey 2016, are a human whose job is to transfer written works from SL to TL. And then, according to INFGAI 2003, a professional translator is someone who do the translator for a professional service. This means that they do the translation for a living. Robinson 2012 mentioned that the translation profession often considered as a second choice profession, that most of translators only turn to the translation when they lose or quit their primary job. The other fact of this translation profession also mentioned by Yanto in 2016 that most of the translators have an educational background other than the language field. This fact can be seen on several Indonesian Translator Association member or HPI member that have an educational background other than a language field or translation field, such as Dina Begum, who are majoring in library and agricultural informatics at IPB University. So we can see that this profession are very flexible and provides opportunity for anyone who has passion in this field, especially for students who have received English education at university. And according to Siregar 2018, translation is the skills that can help students to transfer message from SL or source language to the target language. So that's why this translation usually include in the English Education Study Program curriculum as a course that can be taken by students. This translation course usually only have 2 until 4 credits, such as at Gadjah Mada University, there are Translation Basic 1 in the 3rd semester that only have 2 credits, and Contextual Translation in the 4th semester that also have 2 credits. Of course, it is not enough for students to explore and master the translation. So it is deeply regretted because this profession are very promising, as stated by Yanto 2016, that not few translators are able to make a living from translating. So it means that this profession can be relied on if taken seriously. This profession also can be the opportunity for students who are not interested in becoming a teacher, so they can choose this profession after receiving a lot of knowledge and experience in university. Fortunately, the lack of credits in translation course can be overcome with the Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka or MBKM policy, where students who are interested in translation can learning more than the usual credits. But this policy, this MBKM policy, is not enough because even students can learn more than usual credits. The material taught usually only limited to the theory derived from books. Students need to know the real word of the translation. Robinson 2012 says that no one can experience everything firsthand, even through book, courses, or other first-hand description. We must rely on the experiences of others. So, in mastering the translation, students need to know the experiences of professional translator because they must experience it many things in translation, and also they know very well the life of the translation world is. So it will be useful to know the experiences of the professional translator for translation teaching in university. For this reason, researchers will conduct a research that will explore the experience of certified professional translator in Jambi province with the hope that the result of this research will be useful for university or study program to improve curriculum or as a reference for making a syllabus or teaching materials. And researchers also hope that the result of this research will contribute to advance the world of translation, especially in Jambi province. Based on the background of the study, there are 3 questions that underlie this research. That is, how do professional translators describe their competency profile? How do professional translators describe challenges and opportunities in their professional life? What aspect of translation teaching can be improved from the professional translators' experiences? So the purpose of this research are to know how do professional translators describe their competency profile, to know how do professional translators describe challenges and opportunities in their professional life, and to find out what aspects of translation teaching can be improved based on professional translators' experiences. So for the review of related literature, 2.1 is translation as profession. Here researchers describe the definition of translation profession and a branch of it. There are definition of translation. Of course, there is definition of the translation and professional profile of translators. Here's researchers describe the profile of professional translator, and a branch of it there is professional translator in Indonesia. Researchers explain how is the world of professional translator in Indonesia based on the book written by Dina Begum in 2020 with the title Catatan Pekerja Teks Komersial. Next, in 2.2, there is translation teaching in English education study program. Here, researchers explain about translation teaching at many university, and a branch of it, there are translation courses in EFL curriculum. Here, researchers describe and explain about the existing curriculum of translation course at many university, and also describe learning objectives of this translation course. And the last, there is Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka or MBKM policy. Here researchers explain about this policy that related to the translation course. In conducting this research, researchers relies on several previous studies. The first one, there is a journal that conducted by Rosnawati Siregar, Risnawati, Yelia Arvanti, and Mrs. Simbiring in 2020 with the title Reflection of Undergraduate Students on Translation Process, an Outlook of Translation Teaching in University. And there is an article conducted by Elena Meseriakova and Julia Meseriakova in 2019 with the title Professional Translator Competence in Advanced Training Process. Next, there's an also article that conducted by Darian Jankovic-Spidel in 2019 with the title Translator and Translation Research, General Descriptions of Concepts. And the last, there is a journal with the title Translation Competencies for Indonesian Novice Translators that conducted by Harudelina Dewi in 2019. So this research will be conducted start from June until September 2022 in Jambi Provincial Language Office. For the research design site and access, this research is descriptive qualitative research to explain in detail about the experiences of certified professional translators in Jambi province, and also analyze what can be taken from the experiences to the translation teaching in university. Participants of this research are 5 certified professional translators in Jambi province. Why researchers use them to be a participant? Because they are expert in translation, and also they have a certificate of translation. So they are chosen to be the participant. They also agree and willing to be the participant of this research, since researchers meet them in Jambi Provincial Language Office in February 10th, 2022. And this research will be conducted in Jambi Provincial Language Office because the participant of this research works in the office, so researchers will conduct the research in the Jambi Provincial Language Office. In data and data sources, there are 2 kinds of data in this research, that is primary data and secondary data. For the primary data, there is interview result obtained from the interview process, and for the secondary data, there are curriculum, syllabus or teaching material, journals, articles, and also books. In collecting the data, there are 3 ways that researchers will conduct in this research, that is interview or in-depth interview with the 5 certified professional translators in Jambi province. This interview will be done in 2 days because they work in odd even system or system ganjil genap, so that the interview process cannot be done in 1 day. And there is document analysis. Here researchers analyze the documents such as books, journals, articles, curriculum, and many others. And the last, there is documentation in terms of the interview transcript, recording, videos, or a picture of the activity. In analyzing the data, researchers released on the Mills and Huberman model in 1994 that there are data reduction, data presentation, and conclusion drawing or verification of the data. Researchers will analyze the data by comparing the result of interview and the curriculum of English education study program. So researchers will be able to see the gap between them and will know what must be included in the curriculum of English education study program based on the interview result. In checking the validation of this research, researchers use triangulation technique. That there are 2 ways. The first is participant checking. After getting the result of this interview, researchers will come back again to the participant and re-asking to them to make sure that there is no any mistakes. And after they say yes, researchers will come to the supervisors and asking for their evaluation of this research result. So here are the points of interview or the data that researchers need from the participant. There are reasons to be a translator, educational background, the way to become a certified professional translator, competencies or qualification required for a professional translator, tools and technology in use in translation, the challenge of translating, type of text commonly translated, the most difficult type of text to translate, the easiest type of text to translate, benefit of being a translator, achievement in translation, time management, the most bitter experience in translation, the sweetest experience in translation, translators' habit, work system, whether they work in alone or groups, and the division of tasks if they work in groups, income as a translator, the calculation of translation costs, professional view about the opportunities of the translation profession in Jambi province, and professional advice for translation teaching in universities. Okay, this is the end of my presentation. So any questions or suggestions for me? I think that's all for me. Thank you so much for the questions, suggestion, and attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.